start recording, and I will share my screen. There we go. Go live. And I assume everybody can see the screen?
Yep.
Yep. So we are at the start finish line, and let's do this one in the far chase view. So we're going down the front straight, which is downhill, and we pick up a nice bit of speed as we come down the. I'm just going to get rid of that so that we can see more. And now we are headed towards corner number one. And the braking zone for corner number one is a little bit past the 100 marker and the lights that you see there. I'd like to use the red line at the end of the Armco as a braking zone indicator. So we will proceed at a slower pace, and turn in is right around the 50 marker. You really don't have to brake hard doing this. This is just a medium brake. The start of the corner is quite shallow, and it tightens up as you get further into the corner. You really do want to make this apex. You want to track out to the outside, and then what is critically important is that you get to the right curb on the right and get on early throttle. So at this point in time, you'll be probably be shifting down from fourth into third gear, and I did not get to the edge of the curb, and I did not lose any time here because you can maintain a slightly higher speed, but you're a lot safer if you make sure that you get over to the curb. This particular lap was the fastest one that I did in this session. So get over on the right, because now we're going to get into the S's. And I momentarily shift into fourth, which Chris Pice also does. And then what you want to do is you want to shift into third at some point around when you apex the first corner in the S's. And what you want to do on pretty much every corner is make sure that you take a lot of curb. And you don't, sorry, see, I told you we wanted to be able to brake it back up. I wanted to go slow. So what I do here is I head in a straight line for the curb in the inside of the next corner, and I actually give full gas in third until I start coming around the corner. Notice that I'm taking a lot of curb. So here what you want to do is your temptation might be to track out all the way out to the right. But that's really not necessary. You can easily make the left-hander in front staying in the middle of the track. And get up on the curb. It doesn't hurt at all to take some of the green curb there. And now we get to the last corner in the S's, which is the hardest one. The track is falling away from you on the left, and you really need to be on the curb at the right. There is an alternate line where you start out on the far left and gradually get closer and closer to the curb. I like to be close to the curb right from the beginning because there's less fall off. as we get round here. And patience, 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 lots of patience is required, because the most important corner of this combination is coming up ahead. And you are not, if you're not patient, you're going to end up too far over on the left and be set up really badly for the final corner. So make sure that you don't track all the way over, that you don't have so much speed that you get there. Get over on the right, and then you want to take a late apex right on the curb here. Now, if you stay in third gear and you give too much throttle, you're going to either spin or run off track. And I have found that if you short shift into fourth, you will be just as fast on the run up to the next corner as you would if you were in third, and there'll be much less risk of spinning out. So my advice would be to downshift into fourth. You can see I'm still tracking out, and I'm full gas all the way from that curb right up to the next brake marker that's coming up here on the left. And I brake a little bit before the 50 board. This is a much faster corner than it looks to be, and like so many other corners on this track, the trick is to take a lot of curb to open up the corner. Take this whole stretch in fourth gear, brake, downshift into third, take curb. I could have taken a lot more curb there and opened up the corner further and gone faster. And now we are on the approach up to the hairpin. And we'll just do that at full speed. Okay, hairpin. Don't start braking until you can brake in a straight line. And if you are not racing other drivers, you really want to open up the hairpin and make the curve as wide as possible. But if you are in traffic and there's somebody behind you, you are inviting them to dive bomb you if you take this line. So what you want to do is take a late apex and get on the throttle, full throttle, and do that in second gear. You're not going to lose any speed by sticking in second through the corner and accelerating out of the corner in second. It may feel faster if you're in first, but you're much more likely to have wheel spin and either hook into the Armco on the left or run off the track on the right. So my advice is stay in second, get on full throttle. It will still track you out all the way out here. I probably got a 1x right there. Full throttle, full throttle, full throttle. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure that as you get up here, that you get on the apex on the right. Get all the way over to the curbing, and there are no brake markers, as you may have noticed, on this particular track. And what you want to do is there is a way to get a consistent place to do your braking. And we're going to shift into the cockpit view, and we're going to back up a little bit, and you'll see what you'll notice is that we're driving uphill right now, And as we get through right here, the track levels out. And this is where you want to start braking. And you could brake a little bit later, and some drivers, they wait for the little access road. If you can see my mouse, there's an access road out here that some people use as a brake marker. It is very difficult to see at speed, and if there's traffic, you'll have a lot of trouble seeing that. So brake right here, medium brake, take curb, in third, get it out, track out all the way out here, turn in at the end of this curbing, and your goal is to make a very late apex on the left, and as soon as you feel that you're safe, get on full throttle. Stay in third. Get in here. Get in here. Be patient, be patient, be patient. And as soon as you start unwinding, full throttle. This is probably the most important corner on the whole track. And now we're approaching a corner where in the first couple of laps, you do want to brake before the corner coming up here. When your tires have warmed up, you don't need to brake. So if I brake right here. I take a lot of curb here. You can take more than I took here. Track out to the right. And do the whole thing in sixth gear. Some drivers drop down into fifth. It's not necessary at all, especially when you don't do any braking. All you do is a little bit of a lift to get the car, some weight on the car, front wheels, and get it balanced. And you will optimize your speed through this corner. So now we're approaching the final chicane, and the break point for the final chicane is somewhere between the 150 marker and the 100 marker. In cold temperatures and with the track being at a relatively low temperature, you can probably brake all the way at the 100 marker. In the race coming up, I would suggest you brake around the 125 point. And stay on the left, stay on the left, stay on the left, turn in late. And your whole goal should be to be on the right side of the track after you've come through the first corner. Because what you can do now is you can actually start getting heavily on throttle in second gear from this point on all the way down to the front straight. Not full throttle, but quite heavy throttle. Full throttle now, and you'll get a good run down the front straight. And we're back where we started. Any questions? No questions? Yeah.
What type of lap times are we kind of trying to shoot for to be competitive?
The lap time I had in this lap, we'll see it in I can tell you. So to be competitive in be competitive in entry league, to be in the front, you have to be a very experienced driver. I would say if you can do this in the 207 and below, you're in pretty good shape, especially if you can stay on track and not spin out and get yourself a lot of 1Xs. It's on this particular track, and probably almost all other tracks, don't overdrive the car and don't overdrive yourself. Make sure that you stay on track. So what I had here was a 205.9, which is good for me. You will find that the pro racers are down in the 202s and 203s. The challenge racers are probably in around 2010, and sport will be right around where I am right now, about 204, 205. Club will be in the 203s, 204s, and pros will be in 202s, 203s. Does that help?
Yeah, that's a little intimidating, but it helps.
Yeah, and I can't overstress how important it is to drive slow enough to be in full control. I drive slower than I could. We're going to do this at full speed in a second, and you'll notice there's no tail waggle at any point in time, especially with this car. I do not like overpowering the rear wheels because it is so difficult to recover from the start of a spin. So we're going to jump to the back of the lap. We're going to, let's do a far chase view and get rid of this and run the whole lap at full speed. So remember, the red Armco is where you brake. Grab the curb, get to the curb, get to the right. We'll go to a lap next time. Fourth gear. Make sure you get the curb here. Third gear. Middle of the track. All the curbs here. I hug the line. There are other lines here. Get to the right. Late apex, short shift into fourth. Brake. Curb. Fourth gear. Third gear, curb. Third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. Brake. Go wide if there's no traffic. Late apex, second gear. Full throttle in second gear. Full throttle all the way up to the braking zone. As soon as the plateaus, hit the brakes. Shift down into third. Track out. Track in at the end of the curve. Make sure your late apex, get on full throttle in third. Full speed down here. On both tires and lift. Full, stay in sixth. Brake, brake, turn in late. Get on the right side. Get on the throttle real early in second gear, and the lap is over. I have another lap where I do make a couple of different other lines that we may as well just run through at full speed. I just want to get to the start of. Okay. Yeah, okay, so actually that was here's the next lap, and on this one I do a better job in corner one. I'm about a tenth slower in this particular lap. Track out. Third, on the curb, on the curb. Full throttle in third between the turns, but not so much that you can't make the turn. Got to practice that a lot. Get on the right. I didn't do that there. Didn't hurt me. In fourth gear. Downshift into fourth. Full throttle. Brake. Downshift into third. Lots of curve everywhere. Brake, brake, brake. Take the inside line if there's traffic, so you don't get dive bombed, as you saw in the track walk. Track levels off here. Brake. Shift into third. And full throttle here. Track out here. Down the back straight. Do a lift when you get to the 100 marker. And you should be on the throttle as soon as you get to the corner. Over on the right, second gear, lots of throttle, and we are through. So, questions? Are we done?
Yeah, so that's helpful. It's a lot to take in, but it's definitely
now,
helpful.
I recorded all of this, and I'm going to post the recordings either tonight or tomorrow morning. Both the track walk and the incident review. Great. Have fun, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
That's the EDE, of course, on Sunday. Yeah, we have a week and a half before we have to race, so we're in good shape.
Good deal. Thanks for taking the time, Anchor.
You are welcome, and
Thank you so much.
have fun. Good night.
Thanks.